Rowan simply nodded and stood up slowly, watching the driver. The tall acolyte reached the covered wagon. "Yuanti!" He planted his feet in front of the wagon and waited. Above his head, the driver looked down. His eyes were wide with fear. "Yuanti?" the acolyte said. With a cry of rage, the former slave leapt from his seat. Curses sputtered from his lips as he tore into the cultist. For a moment, everyone stopped and watched the commotion. Kael turned around and yelled, "The banner!" All hell broke loose. Those slaves with enough fight left in them burst from their cages and poured out into the yard. Kael loosed 2 arrows into the gathering acolytes, impaling one through the chest, while the second went wide. He dropped the bow before reaching underneath the cart to withdraw his shield and sword. Errol ripped away his robes. The fires danced across his mad grin. "I'll take you all on, you diseased bastards!" He rushed forward to join the revolting slaves. Ayla was at her father's heels, her warhammers whirling around in deadly arcs. Rowan pulled off his own disguise and surveyed the battle. Several acolytes rushed toward a weapons rack along the temple wall. He reached into a pouch sewn onto his pants leg and withdrew a red clay ball. Pulling back, he chucked the ball in their direction. It sailed through the air before landing in a fire just a few feet to the right of the group. He jumped down and joined Kael in the charge. From the direction of the temple, there came a loud pop, followed by cries of alarm. "What was that?" Kael parried a dagger with his shield before slashing the acolyte across his thigh, dropping the cultist into a heap of agony. Rowan followed behind Kael, using him as a human shield. "Just keeping some people preoccupied," he screamed over the sounds of combat. The two pushed toward the temple. Many of the slaves, not suited for battle, lay on the ground screaming and dying. Wicked slashes covered their bodies. Rowan checked for his friends. Ayla was a whirlwind of death. Her spinning warhammers kept the acolytes at a distance. One tried for an opening, only to find a hammer slamming into the underside of his jaw. The bone crunched to dust, and the force of the blow dislodged an eyeball. Not far from her, Errol was busy with a few cultists of his own. He taunted them, standing over 2 bodies whose arms were twisted into odd angles. One worked up the courage to attack, thrusting with his dagger. The old man caught the acolyte by the wrist, slammed his own forearm across the cultist's elbow, and drove the dagger back into the man's face. The cultist flailed and screamed while Errol pounced on the others. With the help of the remaining slaves, the mercenaries made short work of the acolytes in the yard. The few near the weapons rack fought to free themselves from tendrils of what looked like thick webbing. The fire near them had been extinguished. Each time they pulled against the sticky substance, the more tightly bound they became. Rowan grinned at his handiwork. The 4 rushed into the temple alone.